Hi, and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Continuing the rainbow theme, we're going to make rainbow pasta. Now, Florian asked me if I hope I got your name right, Florian, if I could make rainbow pasta. And I thought, well, I've just about time before we set off on a trip to Malaysia. So come on, let's do a nice, simple rainbow pasta. Now I am going to be using the Americolor colours, or you could use the Wilton colours also, but you do want a gel colouring. Now I'm thinking of doing a naturally rainbow coloured pasta as well, but you might have to wait until I get to Italy for that one. Pasta is so simple to make. We're just going to take 200 grams, that's about 7 ounces of flour, onto my countertop. Make my little Vesuvius volcano. Take a little pinch of salt, maybe 2, into the centre. Then I'm just going to take 2 eggs and break them into my little volcano. Now what I tend to do is drag a little bit of this flour away in case my flour is a little bit too dry. Then I'm just going to take these eggs and using a fork, just break them up if they'll break, and start to draw that flour in. This just keeps your hands a little bit clean in the starting of the process. I'm then just going to draw the fork off of there and start to pull this together with my hands. Like I say, I've kept a little bit of flour back just in case the dough is too dry. Now, before the pasta dough starts to form together, and when you've got this slightly soft Play-Doh feeling to this, we're just going to take our dough and we're just going to divide it up into 5 roughly equal quantities. So 4 pieces of dough I'm just going to cover with a damp towel, and I'm going to work on this piece. Now we don't need a lot of colour. I'm using these gel colours. I'm just going to put a little spot of yellow in there. Gently fold that yellow into the dough. Got our little bit of extra flour in here if it gets too sticky. And we are just going to knead this. I'll just stretch the dough out like that. Fold it back, turn it if you like, but just keep working. So we're looking for a nice even colour and a nice smooth pasta dough like that. So I'm going to get on, make the other colours. Don't use too much colouring. We don't want it to overwhelm it. Just subtle rainbow colours. Now when you've got all your colours mixed like this, we just rest them for a little while on the side, but when you've finished resting them, we're just going to take one colour, and you want a lightly floured surface. You don't need a special pasta dough rolling machine. We can just do this by hand. Isn't too complicated. I'm dusting that over a little bit in flour. I'm going to make a little oblong shape with it, a little bit of flour on my rolling pin, and I am just going to roll this out. And you'll need to let it rest occasionally for the gluten to stretch from the flour. I'm just holding the pasta with this hand, rolling it out, stretching and getting as thin as possible. Then I'm just going to turn it round and go the other way. And we just roll away, just stretching the pasta dough out. We want this as thin as we possibly can get it. So I'm looking for a fairly thin pasta like that. And with the right consistency of dough, it isn't too difficult to get. Then I'm just going to lightly flour the surface. And then what I'm just going to do is start to roll this, not tightly, just loosely roll it up. Now at this point you can decide how thick you want your pasta, whether you're going for a nice thin spaghetti or a tagliatelle. Now I'll just trim that first bit off. You want a nice sharp knife, and then we're just going to, I'm going for a sort of tagliatelle cut. I'm just going to trim a few of these off, and I will show you how easily they are just going to unravel. And there you see we've got this beautiful tagliatelle. I'm just going to pop that down here and let that one dry off while I work on one of the other colours. So the same process as before. I'm going to work with the green, this one, on a lightly dusted surface. We're just going to roll this out. We'll roll up that orange, and we're just going to cut these last ones up. Just unravel them. Now they are looking fantastic. I just want a quick photograph for Instagram or Facebook. If you're following me on either of those, you'll get an early preview. And actually, let me just get a blue one here to put up on Twitter. So we've got this lovely, light, slightly floured. Now this can sit and dry on the side. You can use it tomorrow, but I'm going to cook this fresh. And because it is fresh pasta, it literally just takes only a minute to cook. Now pop a pot of water onto the stove, season it well with salt. Now when the water comes up to a boil, I'm just going to take our pasta and just drop it in. Now I'll bring that back up to a boil and cook it for no longer than a minute. It really does cook very quickly. Now look at that. That has just been a minute on the stove. Get a nice big piece of pasta. We just pop it into a bowl. How good does that look? and that is beautiful, soft and tender. Now this is piping hot and it tastes good just like this. But I'm going to use this to make a carbonara. I've got a carbonara, by the way, on my channel if you want to go across and check that out. Rainbow colored pasta. Heaps of fun to make, looks really good. I mean, I wouldn't eat this all the time. This is just for the odd special occasion. If you've enjoyed this one, give it the thumbs up, share the love, and I will see you for the final of our rainbow series, for now anyway, on Steve's Kitchen very soon. See ya. Now look, whilst you weren't looking, I made a beautiful carbonara, and this tastes delicious, all cheese and bacon. Get across and check out the full rainbow recipe list. I'll put it up there, and a link to some other videos as well. Always subscribe to the channel and comment down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Be good. I'll see you later.